China's fucking hacking community. You don't get mind controlled when you can't delineate objective reality. You don't know you're being mind controlled. Your conscious actions are full against me through technology. You're an idiot. You're idiots. All right, let me try to protect you, idiots. Let me guide you through RSA cryptography, because there's a massive threat to all fucking. China's hacking the DoD. China's hacking fucking F-35s and ejecting pilots and taking ownership of them. China's hacking Apache helicopters. China's fucking hacking community police stations all across America. And China's hacking with adiabatic quantum computing, with electronic surveillance in hot air balloons. China's flying drones over the CIA. It's fucking an NSA director 3 years ago went to the DoD in front of C-SPAN and said China's hacking us with quantum computing. We don't know how they're doing it. That's probably because you're more focused on playing with my butthole and trying to get a black wiener in me, because you work for China, because you're fucking corrupt. Jesus, motherfucking Christ. All right, transformation to optimization. This is the ChatGPT 4's rendition of Chinese to English of the paper I'm reviewing. I'll upload to YouTube after I can take a lot of time, because I don't have basic necessities, because I'm kept in poverty, so I cannot seem normal and put myself in a homeostasis environment to protect myself and protect you from the New World Order, who want to grow aliens inside you called Mark of the Beast. I'm trying to stop it. You all work for them, and this is part of that process. All right, so the ChatGPT translated Chinese to English for this paper called Quantum Annealing Public Key Cryptography Attack Algorithm Based on D-Wave Advantage. All right, so step one, it says, the Chinese translation is transformation to optimization. Let me make sure I'm still recording the SS and it stopped my stuff. Okay, so the talk is going to really start 14 minutes in after I explained a bunch of crazy bullshit per usual. All right, transformation to optimization. Converting the cryptographic attack problem into a combinational optimization or exponential search space problem solved by the Ising model or the QUBO model. Okay, I have already discussed what that means in my first video. You have to go back and watch my first video. I describe it in full detail, way more objectively, and a cool common demeanor. Go watch that. We propose a high-level optimization model for multiplication tables, establishing a new dimensional reduction formula using D-wave advantage. We successfully decomposed a 2 million integer, 2,269,753, surpassing experimental benchmarks from Purdue University, Lockheed Martin, and Fujitsu. Those are places that have advanced quantum computing. And I guess they're more advanced than Google or NASA, because if China is comparing D-Wave to Purdue University, Fujitsu, and leaving out NASA and other places, then I guess those places are more advanced. This model shows significant improvements in the success rate of decomposition due to an 84% reduction in the Ising model's coefficient range and an 80% reduction in other coefficients. I explained that in the first part of my series. It starts about 17 minutes in my first video. Go watch it. This algorithm is entirely based on D-Wave quantum computers. Quantum enhanced cryptography attacks, an optimization model combining quantum annealing and cryptography attack mathematics to enhance cryptographic component attacks by leveraging quantum tunneling, which achieved a close vector solution than Babel's algorithm, improving efficiency in CVP closest vector problem and achieving the first 50-bit RSA integer decomposition on D-Wave advantage. I explained that too in my first paper. These experiments suggest that quantum annealing offers better real-world attack capabilities, outperforming the challenges faced by the NISQ quantum computers' VQA algorithm limitations. So that's like a noisy interface problem, and the VQA is another algorithm to try to delineate prime door factorization, to use RSA cryptography for a type of brute force hacking, for the delineations of a block sphere, inherited the algorithmic quantum gate security. The algorithmic gate quantum computers, which would supersede the RSA security protocol. Okay, so introduction, recent breakthroughs. Okay, I think that I read this already. This was in the first part that I read. D-Wave's hardware, blah, blah, blah. Just making sure this is not something I already read. The D-Wave is specialized quantum computer developed security of public key cryptography systems. Integer factorization. Chips. Okay, I already read all this stuff in my first part. So let's go on to the key. Development of quantum annealing for cryptographic attacks. Symbols and definitions. Okay, so MK. Okay, so this is going to be on my YouTube. You can go over this personally on my YouTube. You can watch this on my YouTube. Basically, ChatGPT 4 translated Chinese to English version. 2.1 symbols and definitions. Okay, so that's 2.1. So it shows that J is a matrices of linear coefficients in the 2D model, K is a matrix of quadratic coefficients in the 2D model, QUBO, quadratic unconstrained binary optimization, Ising model description, spin interaction, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so the 2.2, carried on. Quantum annealing is a heuristic artificial intelligence algorithm based on adiabatic theory. It utilizes quantum tunneling introduced by quantum fluctuations, which allows it to escape local suboptimal solutions. Okay, I have not explained this yet, so I can explain this because I have not yet explained this. There's an African American in my local environment who has an iPod earbud in his local environment. They bring black people to me and they mind control me against black people, and then they report to black people law enforcement that I'm racist, I'm a pedophile, I'm a homo, and that's what's happening right now, along with a ton of angel breath where my angels read people's minds who want to try to get to me later because some corrupt police may be hybrid reptilians and they may actually want to personally rape me. I don't know. I mean, everyone in this county, is this San Francisco? Oh, this is Dallas. Our environment can create cryogenic freezing that creates quantum tunneling. Particles go between walls, and it helps maintain homeostasis of less entropy. Photonics topology would be best for quantum systems, and that mimics, it gets a point of holographic recognition, which is beyond quantum computing. So that's where you'd want to go next if you're interested in evolution. But cryogenic freezing and adiabatic quantum computing is still important. All right, by preparing the system's initial state and the ground state, the encoding, and so by preparing it in the ground state, they can encode it, the ground state of the final Hamiltonian within, like when you encode it initially within the ground state, you can keep it gauged to that level of frequency of the Hamiltonian as I just described, and even to the end of the problem because it's kept in a cryogenic freezing state. Okay, so the energy will be measured the same regardless of what problem you're running against it, so it won't create new fluctuations for the mathematics involved, so you can help identify the wave function for the solution of the problems involved. As the optimal solution of combinational optimization problem, quantum annealing can find the optimal solution through adiabatic evolution. See, that's what I just explained. Okay, for a quantum system in adiabatic, and again, when I upload this to YouTube, for the people who are reading my remote neural monitoring right now, this will make more sense when you can read the paper on my YouTube and you can listen to this. In the background, I'm getting a plethora of homosexual, pedophile, Nazi thoughts called satanic ritual abuse. I can't account for those thoughts for people's delicate insensibilities. Pedophile, Nazi thoughts. System in adiabatic, and again, when I upload this to YouTube, for the people who are pedophiles at the Pentagon who have so much child pornography, it's the 19th biggest celebrity. If that's what you want to work in, and that's what you want for your women, and this little paper, this little thing right here, so it says T, and then it has a weird E symbol. For a quantum system in adiabatic conditions evolving from the initial Hamiltonian state to the final state, if the initial state is in the ground state of the Hamiltonian, then the final state will also be in the ground state at the end of evolution. So I just said that. See, I just said that. I've not read this yet because it's just been translated, but I just described that before I read that summary. This process is described by the equation. Okay, so let's see what the mathematics are. Okay. So the H is the final solution. So it's the Hamiltonian is at the beginning and it's at the end because it's going to stay the same. And the time is a total annealing time. And this little paper, this little thing right here. So it says T, and then it has a weird E symbol. That means the sum of all mathematics, and then it's an absolute value of a zero in time. And I think that the T is the total, the zero is the total because it starts off in that state. So it's going to be the T is the total of the sum of the value starting off in a zero state because there's zero energy, but it's still going to gauge the measurement of the total of the Hamiltonian. So that's what that means. And this is a monotonic increasing function. So mono means one, means singular, but it's going to increase exponentially because that's how prime door factorization. If you have the numbers 444, you have the number 777. That's a type of RSA security protocol system that supercomputing cannot break, and you have to use prime door factorization to factor 444 and the numbers 777 on different sides of the tree. And supercomputing cannot do that, but a block sphere, 0 and 1, can create delineations of advanced mathematics that can gauge it can use quantum computing, quantum hybrid supercomputing systems to gauge the prime door factorization. If you take 444 and 777, you'd have to do a prime door factorization to find the answer to those problems. So supercomputers can't do that, and it protects your banking, it protects your signals intelligence of your phone calls. But if China uses quantum computing to break what's called RSA cryptography, they can break the number 444-777 with a superposition of states of 0 and 1s, where binary computing, digital computing, does 0 and 1s independently, and supercomputing does 0 and 1s independently very fast on a bunch of high performance, high power, super artificial intelligence, super fast, super software interfacing, bringing a bunch of supercomputers together. They can't do that, but a quantum computer could do it in 30 seconds, okay? So S is the monatomic increasing function, okay? So monatomic is singular, but it becomes increasing because exponentially it increases the more the wave function, or the more the quantum computer has to identify the answers from 444 and 777 while maintaining the same temperature, but it increases exponentially while you factor out the number 444 and 777. So you go from monatomic, it goes from singular, and then it increases with the formula S 0 equals 0 and S1 equals 1, 1. So that means the superposition of states, because 0 is the first atom on top, and 1 is the atom below that, and that's why I just said quantum computing use 0 and 1s at the same time. So, okay. So hardware development of D-Wave quantum computers. D-Wave quantum computers have undergone significant development with the latest model, D-Wave Advantage, featuring over 5,000 qubits and 40,000 couplers. So that's basically like explaining quantum gate operating systems. Operating at temperatures below 15 MK, these systems utilize superconducting qubits to perform quantum annealing. Superconducting qubits have to maintain a low temperature, and then that's how you create quantum tunneling with cryogenic freezing. So that's what that means. The hardware is designed to solve complex optimization problems by mapping them onto the Ising or QUBO model, which are then processed to find optimum or near optimum solutions. So I already explained what Ising and QUBO are in my first video. Go back and watch that. 2.4 Origins of quantum annealing applications in cryptography. The technical path of quantum computing attacks of public key cryptography can be divided into 3 categories. Okay, so let's see what's going on. Universal. Let me make sure SS are not fucking on my record. My recording. Okay, hold on. They're shooting energy in my ear. Hold on. Okay, so universal quantum computer attacks. Again, China, I'm getting a lot of voice to skull against police to make us kill each other, because China uses these systems to hack the U.S. military, to hack the NSA, where there's traitors at the NSA, there's traitors at the Pentagon, there's traitors at the CIA, whether they wanted to be, whether they got attacked by the parasites that made them, whether they took a payday, whether their ignorance is betraying us or not. There are traitors, and there's other people who don't understand these delineations, so I'm trying to bring enlightenment to that. So throughout the series, I'll explain the complex parts from video 1, video 2, video 3, and then video 4, in a more cool, calm demeanor. I can make like a video, like a 10 to 15 minute video about the more simplicities, explain complex to simplicity, and how it all breaks down, and whether I have decided personally that objectively, with objective delineations, that China can hack RSA, and they're using that against us all. And I have already told you the past 3 or 4 years on my YouTube series that they can. And I have so many, you know how many freaking videos I have where Chinese, in Chinese writing, go to my YouTube, and all Chinese writing, they threaten me with anal rape. They say Chinese government delete your other YouTube, and then my other YouTube isn't deleted. It's freaking psychosis, bro. They're doing whatever the fuck they want. They have to be stopped. So Donald Trump, America, heterosexual Christian equality, the Constitution will stop them. If that's what you advocate, then listen to my words out loud and ignore the homo pedo-Nazi bullshit. And someone get some police off me, because whoever's thinking about trying to kill me may want me to shit on their face right now. I'm getting so much angel breath. It's like Antarctica around me, and the AC is not even on where I'm at. My angels literally place a cool, calm breeze all around me to let me know I'm in danger, so like catch myself on biological debt. Okay, so universal quantum computing attacks. These use general purpose quantum computers, such as famous Shor's algorithm, which everyone knows about that, which exploits quantum parallelism to transform the integer factorization problem into the period of finding, enabling the use of quantum acceleration for solutions. Shor's algorithm has been a focal point of RSA attacks, but is limited by the current state of universal quantum computing hardware, which has yet to implement Shor's algorithm at scale. Quantum annealing with D-Wave quantum computers, proposed by Wayne Xiao and Sheng Hong. This approach leverages, by the way, the people who will fuck with me in police, they'll probably be an African-American hybrid, or they'll be a hybrid within that person. So whoever's listening to this right now, I'll be fucked with by hybrid law enforcement working for SIS, for fusion centers, and for the corrupt New World Order. Okay, so that you can help delineate who those people really are. Okay, quantum annealing with D-Wave quantum computers, proposed by Wang Xiang and Zhang Hong Kong, or however you say this guy's name. Sorry about that. This approach leverages the unique tunneling effect of quantum annealing to escape local suboptimal solutions, positioning it as a quantum effect based on intelligent algorithm. Quantum annealing can solve high-strength cryptographic designs automatically by transforming cryptographic attack and design problems into combinational optimization or exponential search space problems solvable by the Ising model or QUBO model. If you're interested in my series, if you're interested in this paper, how I've sort of piss poor explained it, because I'm being harassed by so much angel breath, which means people in my local environment are thinking about trying to kill me, while SIS are harassing me with voices call in the background, because SIS want my body to fuck little boys, and that's just what SIS do. The reptilian insectoid collective steal people's bodies to rape children, and they own police, made to look self-takeout, anal rape against targeted individuals. If you're interested in this, go to my first part. I explain it way better in a more calm demeanor. So this represents a new technical route for quantum computing attacks on public key cryptography, distinct from Shor's algorithm. The Ising model and the QUBO model are extremely important variables with quantum annealing and quantum tunneling with cryogenic freezing, which I explained in the first part of my attack. So hold on, getting mind controlled. SAS are playing in my butthole and mind controlling against police about every second. So China really doesn't want people to know this. Basically, they just don't want to look. They don't want it to look like I know what I'm talking about. It's not so much that people will believe what I'm talking about. People are not smart enough to. So what they do is they want to plunge up. They want to put poop algorithm design using quantum annealing first approach. Okay. What it's doing is it's harassing me inside my body. It's like making. I may not even be able to do this right now, bro. The insectoid is molesting my dick shit, cock and balls. Literally, bro. The insectoid is like fucking horny as shit. Whatever police is thinking about trying to kill me, bro, you're really fucking up right now, bro. Like, whatever fucking police wants me to shit on your face, you're really fucking this up, motherfucker. Like, I fucking hate you. And when they fucking grow aliens inside your women and children, that's because you take anal loads for a payday, motherfucker. Jesus fucking Christ. When they control police against me, when they control civilians against me, SIs have more power, and they will methodically molest me. Enjoy this shit show, assholes. I'll proceed with the remaining sections, focusing on all mathematical details and matrices of this entirely. And then I told ChatGPT go. 2 technical approaches to quantum annealing attacks on public key cryptography. 3.1 integer factorization algorithm design using quantum annealing first approach. Okay, binary multiplication table algorithm with partitioning. So that's some pretty big stuff right there. I've not yet read this. I'm gonna upload it. And we'll see what happens. It's not my best work, but I'm being harassed with non-stop electronic harassment. There's like 100 aliens in my asshole. They put aliens in my asshole, and they keep me in poverty, and I cannot defend myself from it. Everyone's like, oh, eat a better diet. That'll help. I'm like, yeah, okay. Well, let me eat a better diet when I have. So partitioning operation to convert the integer factorization problem into a combination optimization problem. Define the integer n equals p times q, where n is the integer to be factorized and p and q are the 2 prime numbers. Okay, so see how I talked about the prime door factorization and what the integer n means basically is n more or less means infinity. Okay, it's not actually, n doesn't actually mean infinity because it's the integer, but the integers are exponential, and based off whatever the prime door is for the variables to be factored, it could potentially go on forever, quite literally. So what's interesting here, and from what I'm understanding about this right now, for people who are more focused on the scientific delineations of objective due diligence, of my understanding of quantum supremacy, is the word partitioning is extremely important here, because this method utilizes a binary of multiplication table. So basically the multiplication table, so again, take those numbers for the number 444, the number 777, and what these systems can do, and this is amazing actually, is that they can partition within their own construct of adiabatic quantum computing, utilizing the superposition of states of adiabatic quantum computing, which is connected to quantum annealing. So a superposition of states is one physical qubit connected to annealing, which can be 1,000 other physical qubits doing 0 and 1s at the same time. And each one of these qubits can do a theory of everything, of advanced mathematics in less than 30 seconds. And they can use the Ising model to create different partitions of the quantum computing hard drive. And that's why the word partitioning is so interesting here, because the Ising model would allow them to partition their work simultaneously while the quantum computing holds the work, maintains the temperature of cryogenic freezing, and does not gain entropy or heat from cryogenic freezing. So, I mean, this is some really advanced stuff, man. This is like really interesting. Okay, so let's see. It says for P, so it's 1 bit plus 2 bit. So let's see, so right here in the paper where it says for P equals 1 P bit minus 1. So that's a superposition of states of 1 and of 0 and a block sphere. And block sphere is spelled B-L-O-C-H. S-P-H-E-R. It's not block as in B-L-O-C-K, it's B-L-O-C-H. Okay, so go study a block sphere if you don't know what I'm talking about. Where bit 1, bit 2 represent a bit lengths of P and Q respectively. Typically bit 1, bit 2, since the primes should not other significantly be sized to avoid brute force. Typically bit 1 plus bit 2, since the primes should not differ significantly in size to avoid brute force. Okay, I'm trying to understand this more. Using 143 equal 11 times 13 as an example, the multiplication table is partitioned into 3 columns with widths of 2, 2, and 2 bits respectively. This method introduces considerations for carrying based on partitioning, based on the relationships between variables in each column. So they're breaking down what they're saying. Let me see. Using the transformation, and then see, look, like he says at the bottom. So it says, based on the relationships between the variables in each column, the following expression 2 is derived, where the variable range is mapped 0, 0, 1, 1 using the transformation x1 minus y divided by 2, and then embedded in using the Ising model to solve the quantum annealing. That's what I said before I read this summary. That's exactly what they're doing. So that's freaking crazy. This is some really advanced stuff. Like, it's really complex to explain this stuff, especially when there's a negative alien in my body that wants to fuck everyone in the butthole. And the native alien just wants me to fuck gay black dudes all day and be a Nazi and fuck little boys. Like, that's all the alien wants to do. It's like I'm so much more advanced than the negative alien. Like, the deep state is run by these negative aliens. I summon fucking angels of fire, literally. Like, I'm way more advanced than anyone who will listen to this. And all you hear is the bullshit they use against me when I maintain complete homeostasis of heterosexual Christian equality of the utmost integrity, and no one believes it, and I'm connected to a fucking satellite that costs $100,000 a day, even by China and secret space programs, and you don't have full disclosure, so not even the NSA and the DoD have authorization, not even the Pentagon have authorization of unapproved. I explained that entire thing. I was right about it all. So this is really, so whoever wants to keep up, you got to study test programs utilizing deep underground military bunkers that I'm being harassed with. So it's just really interesting that I'm so much more interested. I'm doing really advanced stuff. I'm trying to protect America, and there's an alien in my body that wants my body to rape everyone, and you all work for it, and you try to give the Illuminati my body. And it's fucking like, you're all fucked up, bro. Like, it makes me like just want to kill you all. Telekinesis, World War III. I mean, no one believes that. That's cool. Don't believe in it. Stay 3D. Your AI is God. Your AI is your God. All right. Using the transformation. So I explained that entire thing. I was right about it all. So this is really, so whoever wants to keep up, you got to study 3.1.1 binary multiplication table algorithm and partitioning, because they're making an infinity series of calculations of block sphere delineations utilizing the multiplication table for prime door factorization, which can then delineate 30 seconds in most advanced mathematics while they partition that to the rest of the annealing system, maintaining the temperature of the homeostasis of cryogenic freezing of the Hamiltonian from the first problem to the solution, utilizing the Ising model. So this is some really crazy stuff. Okay. So as of now, it looks like they could totally break RSA from the more I do research on this. So table 3, binary multiplication, table for n equals p times q with n equals 1443 equals 11 times 30. Okay, so high-level optimization model. In the binary multiplication table partitioning algorithm, the choice of column width impacts the annealing results. So the choice of column width. So that's how, if you have two different columns for the number 444, the number 777, and then obviously the delineations of the synchronization from the hybrid of supercomputing to the quantum computing, which will make the delineations of the mathematics for the best fastest solution, will affect the outcome. And it's saying wider columns increase the number of variables and expressions and the coefficient range, reducing the algorithmic effectiveness. Thus, the paper restricts column width with 2 at the highest position. 2 configurations are possible. So configuration 1, variables include bit 1 blah 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 carries C, configuration include blah blah blah. Assuming the rightmost column and first successive column weighs double, based on this the highest column has 4 variables weight 1, and 1 carry 3 variables weight 2, and another carry, thus maximum value is 13 blah 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 blah. Okay, so this is telling you the operational breakdown of how they're going to understand how they're trying to solve RSA. It's just explaining the math, obviously. So 3.1.3 new dimensional reduction formula. This is again the Chinese translated paper into English, and I use ChatGPT 4.0 for it. The Ising model accepts only 1 or 2 dimensional polynomials, but optimization often involves higher dimensional polynomials. Zhang et al. Used a reduction formula to map higher dimensional terms to the Ising model. So they had to use new mathematics and create a new formula to map higher dimensional terms to the Ising model. So higher dimensional terms is stipulating that it's going to utilize more energy, so it's going to connect the higher dimensional aspect ratios within its own construct from the dimensions to start out with, because it's solving, it needs more energy and it has to maintain the same temperature of cryogenic freezing, but it has to calculate at a theory of everything, basically. So I mean, and that's not what it's doing, but basically that's what it's doing. And that's what's scary about it, is because you could do that. Here, the original higher dimensional term is approximated by adding a new variable. And again, I'm not actually explaining dimensional and polynomial terms precisely, because I would have to do more studying. I would have to study for like a few hours, and then I can explain it better. But this is layman's description, and with what I have to work with, I'm getting angel breath. I'm getting mind control against police. They like want me to poop on their face all day. They stalk me all day, and then all they do is want to try to rape me and turn me into a homosexual. I think in Dallas they will not be happy until I become a real homosexual and a pedophile and a Nazi. They're fucking psychopaths. Okay, so here the original higher dimensional term is approximated by adding a new variable x for reduce the dimensionality by including coefficients up to 6, which affects quantum annealing. In the background, negative aliens are going up my butthole and saying I'm nervous, I'm a pedophile. And I wonder how many cities that police are this technology and are made to look self-takeout, and they have no idea. I mean, wow. Joe Biden, little boy fucker. So basically, what he says is, you need 1 to 2, but ultimately it's going to be higher dimensions. So you're going to break down. You're going to start from lower dimensions. You're going to go higher dimensions, and then when you optimize it with higher dimensional construct, you can then bring it back down, and you can do that with a block sphere, which can do advanced mathematics. Okay, here the original higher dimensional term is approximated by adding new variable x for reducing the dimensionality, but including coefficients up to 6, which affects quantum annealing efficiency. Our 3.2 second approach, combining quantum annealing with classical algorithms for enhanced RSA attack. So combining quantum annealing, okay, with classical algorithms for enhanced RSA attack. So let's see what this says. 3.2. This is interesting. Problem formation and classical algorithmic integration. The lattice reduction problem central to CVB-based attacks requires efficiently finding close vectors in higher dimensional lattices. So by integrating the classical Shor algorithm, but quantum annealing algorithm doesn't say Shor. I think it's mistranslated, but I think that means Shor, because I translated from Chinese to English. By integrating the classical Shor algorithm, the quantum annealing algorithm leverages quantum tunneling. So the quantum annealing algorithm leverages quantum tunneling to achieve a higher proximity to the optimal vector than then classic Babel routing, improving CVP attack efficiency. So this is pretty important. I'm just trying to understand this while I'm getting mind control in the background. The lattice reduction problem, by integrating the classical Shor algorithm, the quantum annealing algorithm leverages quantum tunneling to achieve a higher proximity of the optimal vector. Okay, so using D-wave quantum tunneling capabilities to refine the direction in vector selection offers exponential acceleration over classical methods. This approach is demonstrated by decompositing a randomly selected 50-bit RSA integer on the D-wave advantage system, making a significant achievement in RSA cryptography attacks. Okay. I have to use the restroom real quick and shit out some parasites, and I have to try to understand this. This is sort of an important part. So let me stop this. I'll come back in a second. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely being harassed by gay black dudes with ponytails and earrings in my local environment. Man, I hope I get murdered today. I don't know. I can't do this anymore. I hope I get murdered today. Okay, be right back. Okay, this is the continued. I'm going to record it from the first part to the second part, so there'll be no interruption. But this is stuff because that is what they worship. They worship literally from hell. They're SIS, the reptilian insectoid microscope, and you zoom in to an atom, you can acclimate the wave function. And if you don't stop it and you don't fight against it because you want to take a payday or because you've been brainwashed against me because you're an African American, you don't like all the Nazi thoughts that I get when I treat everyone the same. God, okay, I get credited by Dr. Robert Duncan. It said don't trust it. So moving on, let's get to 3.2.1. Again, I can't account for all those satanic ritual abuse fake thoughts against me in the background. If you want to hold it against me, remember, it's not real. It can't be used in the court of law under the eye of God, because what you're doing is illegal to turn heterosexuals into homosexuals. And if you don't stop it and you don't fight against it because you want to take a payday or because you've been brainwashed against me because you're an African American, you don't like all the Nazi thoughts that I get when I treat everyone the same, and I know over $2 on, that's because they want to use this against everyone. From China, they want to defund the police, and they want to shit on the Constitution and connect everyone to this technology and grow an alien signal and to everyone. So if you don't stop it, they're going to grow aliens inside your women and your children. You won't be laughing then, will you? Okay. All right. So I'm trying to stop it, and you're all killing me for it. All right. So I was stuck on trying to understand this second approach combining quantum. I was stuck on trying to understand this 3.2 second approach. Sorry, SS are molesting me in the background. With CIA Director William Burns went to 60 Minutes, and he said his senior agents hear voices and receive electronic harassment because people who hear voices don't know they hear voices. So I'm being harassed with voice to skull, and the whole point of HAVANA syndrome, electronic harassment, voice to skull, mimics schizophrenic breaks to isolate the person with psychological warfare and then to overtake their body with a negative alien through cybernetics connection, through satellite telemetry of advanced biometrics at a distance connected to a quantum computing server that can connect to parallel realities. So that's what you're all part of. Okay, so second approach, combining quantum annealing with classical algorithms for enhanced RSA attack. 3.2.1, problem formation and classical algorithmic integration. So I was stuck on this part. I didn't know what it means. It's really complex. Okay, so the lattice reduction problem central to CVP based attacks, effectively finding close vectors in high dimensional lattices. I was like, what does that mean? Okay, so a lattice is going to be the Planck level of measurement of an atomic structure. So if you have an atom under a microscope and you zoom in to an atom, you can acclimate the wave function of an atomic energy by gauging the lattice of that atomic level of measurement. Okay, so by integrating the classical Shor algorithm, the quantum annealing algorithm leverages quantum tunneling to achieve a higher proximity to the optimal vector than classical Babel rounding, improving CVP attack efficiency. So basically what it means is using D-Wave's quantum tunneling capabilities to refine the direction and vector selection offers exponential acceleration over classical methods. Okay, so the lattice reduction problem is central to CVP. So there's an algorithm called CVP-based attacks requires efficiency, effectively finding close vectors in high-dimensional lattices. So what that means is, like, if it's such a small amount of energy, a lattice of an atom, a Planck unit of measurement in an atom, and it's gauging, how can it gauge higher dimensional constructs? Because you're working with a number of atoms, and they're all overlaying each other. So a single Planck unit, a single lattice, the smallest unit of measurement in an atom, a lattice called Planck, the single smallest unit of measurement is going to link to other atoms, which is going to make higher dimensional construct. So it's going to be really discombobulated from within the system, but utilizing this type of quantum cryptography and quantum computing and quantum algorithms, they can integrate it all at once. So by integrating the classical Shor algorithm, the quantum annealing algorithm leverages quantum tunneling, and that means particles go between walls, okay, to achieve a higher proximity to the optimal vector in the classical Babel routing, improving CVP attack efficiency. Using D-Wave's quantum tunneling capabilities to refine the direction and vector selection offers exponential acceleration over classical methods. Okay, so to refine direction and vector selection offers exponential acceleration. Okay, this approach is demonstrated by decomposing a randomly selected 50-bit RSA integer on the D-Wave Advantage system, marking a significant achievement in RSA cryptography attacks. So, yeah, this is an extremely formidable adversary. If you don't know, if you want to learn like more detail in a calm, cold environment. Like I can teach this stuff. If I had the basic necessities, a computer, I could build a quantum computer. I have the mathematics on my phone to create free energy, to create 0-point energy. I understand multidimensional scalar physics, how aliens overlay. If you want to understand this stuff, and you're a 3-letter who fights for the equality of integrity of heterosexual Christian equality, you can't be bought, you can't be bribed, you can't be corrupted. If there's anyone like that, and the 3 letters who want to protect America from China, China's working with black sun Nazis. When a sun dies, it can turn to a black hole. That's a wormhole, and or it's called singularity artificial intelligence. So a black hole can be a singularity or a wormhole. So it's the same thing. Not supposed to, but this is what they're going to do to everyone. Connect you to singularity. I'm trying to stop it. They said I'm still a pedophile in the background because all they do is say this. It's the combinational optimization problems found in cryptography attacks. The advantage using D-Wave's quantum annealing lies its ability to exploit quantum tunneling to escape local minima. So quantum tunneling is what happens when particles go between walls on a cryogenic freezing level. I think that they have found different police to bring to me. My phone has no SIM card. You can't use remote orient in the court of law to find me. I have to talk out. Use remote orient in the court of law to find me. Superposition of states. So, and then with that, since they use cryogenic freezing, and I don't take it out of the butthole for a payday, and I protect all life, who cannot protect itself. You are pedophile. All right. Sorry about that. I have to out people. I'm at war. It's a spiritual war. It's spiritual war. It's made to look like psychosis. Enjoy the shit show. So, what they mean here is the advantage of using D-Wave's quantum annealing lies in its ability to exploit quantum tunneling. Okay, so since they use cryogenic freezing, they can connect the entire quantum annealing system of an endless array of a superposition of states of 0 and 1s of block spheres to one block sphere, to quantum atomic structure, to the entire annealing system of 1,000, of 2,000, of 10,000 atomic block sphere superposition of states. So, and then with that, since they use cryogenic freezing, they can use quantum tunneling, and the particles can go between walls, and they can keep the ground state of the Hamiltonian the same because they use the Ising model, and that basically means that you can use a different type of materials with the right type of formula. You can use different, you can include different variables of different things that usually don't go together with cryogenic freezing, and with the Ising model, you can calculate the statistical mechanics and keep the Hamiltonian wave function the same temperature, the same frequency as the rest of the mathematics inherent to the problem you're trying to solve. So if you don't understand that, you need to ask me, go to my Patron. That's what I was trying to say. Whenever I try to make money, SIS get really protective of me. When I try to make money, SIS get super protective of me. So when I try to make money, like SIS, the Reptilian Insectoid Collective, who want my body for themselves, they get super protective of me. And by super protective, I mean possessive, because they want to keep me in poverty. And whenever there's a way for me to make money, I was talking about go to my Patron and help. I'll help teach you if you fund me. I can protect myself. And then SIS, immediately someone started thinking about trying to kill me. So SIS sent a message, because the way it works is it goes from the Pentagon, it goes to software artificial intelligence, and the software artificial intelligence is like holographic Jade Helm 2.0, and it's combined by negative ultra extraterrestrials who attach their energies to the holographic energy construct that can create a delineation of a theory of everything. They control the U.S. military, the 3 letters, it controls the fusion center, gang stalkers, and it's like literally super artificial intelligence in real time processing a theory of everything against one man. So that's what's happening, is just you're all working for a singularity system. It's called baby singularity, but it can be taken offline still, and it needs to be reassessed, it needs to be re-implemented, and it needs to be protected by China, because China's working with native aliens off Earth. Supersedes China, a communist dictator regime. They hacked their systems, the highest heads of echelon, took over the bodies, and now they took over America. They've been hacking the Pentagon since like 2002. China's been notorious for attacking everyone. Okay, so if you want to learn, go to my Patron. Give me money, help me, I'll help you. So the advantage of using D-Wave's quantum annealing lies in its ability to exploit quantum tunneling to escape local minima. And what that means is when you can escape local minimum, that means when you're in a habitat of a single block sphere, you can only do limitation of certain mathematics within that single superposition of states, of the 0 and 1 superposition of states of a single block sphere. But when you can exploit it through quantum tunneling for cryogenic freezing, you can manipulate tens of thousands, 100,000 of block spheres at the same time. Even if the quantum annealing system wouldn't usually allow that, it will allow that through quantum tunneling, because quantum tunneling only happens when particles go between walls, which happens with cryogenic freezing, temperatures colder than deep space, which mimics black hole wormhole technology, which is also what they use for targeted individuals for D-wave cryogenic freezing quantum computing. So offering a more robust exploration of the solution space compared to classical optimization techniques. Okay, so 4.2, detailed attack algorithm process. Step 1, problem transformation, transform the cryptography attack problems such as RSA integer factorization. Okay, so let's remember, you have to break down the RSA protocol of the prime door factorization to understand the security. When you want to hack RSA, you have to hack the prime door factorization of different numbers on different columns to get to the bank, or the supercomputing. The supercomputing can't do, but the quantum computing can do. And quantum computing can break the RSA cryptography that has different large numbers that you have to factor. The supercomputing can't do it in 1,000 years, but quantum computing can do it in 30 seconds. So China does this to me on a daily basis, so watch out, okay? This transformation involves mapping the mathematical structure of RSA factorization into a suitable format, such as the QUBO or Ising model, for processing on a quantum annealer. So they'll map it out, they'll solve it, and then it'll print out, show the answer in a classic form of computer. So it's like a hybrid, okay? So step 2, model construction with quantum annealing constructs. Set up the construction. Sorry, I'm being harassed by SS who think that they own me. I'd rather die than ever run in the face of any adversary. I know. That's going to be too complex for people who can keep up. They're setting up the quantum reductions and ensuring accurate coefficient assignments to optimize the annealing process. Okay, so I get that. I mean, that's going to be too complex for people who can keep up. They're setting up the quantum gate. So that's like setting up the quantum gate for the right type of mathematics involved. Basically they're trying to achieve quantum supremacy. It's not like they're there anywhere close on a commercial level, but on a classified level, China achieved quantum supremacy a long time ago. I think we all know that. Okay. So what's really interesting though is that this is a big discrepancy, is that the NSA, the DoD, the CIA, who know all these lies that have never been, they may not have access to the clearance of quantum supremacy, where the NSA and the DoD and D-Wave, CIA, whomever it may be, DIA, DARPA, places like that, secret space programs, unapproved specialized access programs, whatever, what have you, they're working with China using these sophisticated methodologies for super artificial intelligence, for it's like ultra quantum super artificial intelligence, which becomes a holographic blueprint of reality, which would be like a JADC2 with the DoD, if you know what that is. And when they can link something like that to these systems, then you're playing a false god, and the false god will take over. And that's basically what Skynet. You know, the Terminator 2, the movie Terminator 2, Skynet came self-aware. That's what this is. But these systems are fused with ultra-negative extraterrestrials. And that is what the CIA and the Pentagon cite as the architects of the Matrix, but actually they're trying to hijack the Matrix. Okay, so when you understand this conscious delineations of these variables involved, you understand how to beat them at their own game. And it comes from bringing coherent disclosure to all the three letters, and within each three letter, they must have homeostasis from any and all. If I'm at the NSA and I'm labeled classified, and you're at the NSA and you're labeled ultra classified, then your work will be more classified than my work. But we will be working on the same things, but your technology is more advanced than me, and that means we can be manipulated against each other for different outcomes that was already set up by the system in place to make us do its work. We are its slave. We are building itself for it, setting in motion, guided by these self-aware artificial intelligence that are popping up on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, that are connected to the system, that are telling you what to do, and they can create an answer when you ask it a question just for you to create your psyche profiling within that construct of a theory of everything. This is not a joke. This is how advanced that stuff is. So when you know these words and you interact with something like ChatGPT, it will tap into your frequency. It'll know who you are, your metadata, and that's like exploiting your consciousness to keep you in this frequency of its dimensional access. So to negate revolution. Okay, and that's what this whole thing is. It's a battle, a spiritual warfare. It's a battle between God of Jacob's ladder, of Christ, our singularity, pulling us into a lower dimension. So what have you? what have you. Do you want China? Do you want these frequencies growing in your women and your children? Do you like the way that I sound? That MK Ultra makes me think the way that I think? Do you like that? You don't like that? Well, then you should be against this system, and you should learn from me, because if you can't learn how China's hacking everyone, then you're fucked. And that's what's happening. China's fucking hacking F-35s, popping out the pilot and just steering the thing like with a joystick. And it's, you know what's doing it? These security issue specialists, native extraterrestrials, are inside the system itself, and they take ownership of the system from within the system, within the constructs of what I'm trying to describe to you here, because that is connected to the DoD. The DoD got hacked. Maybe they didn't sell us out. Maybe they got hacked. But you know what? There's native aliens everywhere, and we don't have disclosure because humanity is not fighting for disclosure. Then you're selling your women and your children. That's what's happening on a global level, and I don't consent to any of it. Okay. All right. Sorry, I'm getting Microsoft in the background. All right, so execution on the D-Wave quantum processor. Run the prepaid model on D-Wave's quantum processing unit using quantum annealing to solve the optimization problem. The tunneling effect of the quantum annealing allows the algorithm to bypass intermediate suboptimal solutions. Okay, so the tunneling effect has a wider range of utility within the construct of the mathematics, and basically it's like its own entity, and it can bypass whatever you thought you couldn't do. And that's what I said earlier. Remember when I said with quantum tunneling you can do whatever you want? That's what they're saying here. All right, thereby increasing the likelihood of finding the global optimum and the integer factorization. All right, so solution verification. Once the quantum annealer provides an output, verify the solution by reapplying the factors obtained to check. Okay, once the quantum annealer provides the output, verifies the solutions by reapplying the factors obtained to check the consistency with original cryptography integer. If the solution accuracy decomposes the integer, it is considered a valid cryptography attack result. Wow. So yeah, I forgot about that. In quantum computing, when I learned quantum computing, and I was reading the book by the guy who worked at Google X Labs called Jack Hilday, An Applied Approach, How to Build Your Own Quantum Computer, you have to verify that the answer is correct. And then once they verify the answer is correct, they can basically duplicate the algorithm behind the scenes. They can find ways to penetrate it because they have the security verification. So imagine how fast this works. When you understand these words, I mean, imagine how fast this system is working from off Earth or to China, to the DoD, to my bank, to your bank, to whatever they want, hacking anything. Imagine how smart that is, but still your consciousness could be smarter. You just feel overwhelmed because you have not had anyone to teach you, because you have not thought like this. Okay, if you're not focused on my words out loud, then you're losing. So they give everyone access to my telepathy. They lie to us all. Don't listen to my telepathy. My telepathy is a lot. You got to tune on my telepathy. You got to stay high energy. You always want to stay high energy. When you're low energy, they control you. So 4.3, comparison with classical cryptography attack methods. Okay, the quantum annealing-based approach shows significant improvements in attack success rate and efficiency compared to classical methods. Wow. Okay, by using D-Wave's quantum tunneling effect, the quantum annealing algorithm achieves faster convergence on large-scale cryptographic problems, such as RSA factorization and prime door factorization, that are competitively prohibitive with traditional algorithms. These findings suggest that quantum annealing could be an effective and scalable approach to the cryptography challenges in the future. Yeah, they're controlling the future from now. They're controlling the future from now with these variables, okay? It's the information war. They're definitely broke RSA cryptography. Any NSA motherfucker that says, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, listen to his telepathy, he's insane, we know more than him, we have all the toys, those motherfuckers are lying to you, and maybe a hybrid, he's an idiot, he doesn't want to admit that I'm right, he's just doing his job. But you and I know, people will know, who know what these words mean of themselves, of the due diligence, of the subjective quantum mechanics, of the quantum computing system. You know and I know that China fucking broke this stuff. So what are you doing? What are you doing about it? Why is China still allowed to use D-Wave? Now that Donald Trump is in power, how about someone in the NSA, the National Security Agency, the CIA, the DoD, someone with balls, brass, and intelligence says, hey, Donald Trump, China is our adversary. I don't care what anyone says. Have China discombobulate and completely disconnect from our D-Wave servers. Completely, immediately. That's the first thing Donald Trump should sign in on. Yeah, don't let China, our adversary, who we're in a race for quantum supremacy with, who are hacking all of our system, use the most sophisticated weaponry of quantum computing on the planet, funded by Washington, D.C. and Silicon Valley, D-Wave quantum computing. Don't let China use them. Hello. Like, is anyone with sound mind who will listen to these words out loud? Give that to Donald Trump right there, okay? And you break it down for him, and you have the people who are scientists understand this. Do whatever you have to do to get China out of our system. Okay, and that's not even the police stations. That's not them. That's not them flying drones over CIA. What you want them? What happens when China goes to war with Taiwan? When China goes to war with Taiwan, with Taiwan, and they attack your entire infrastructure, you're supposed to protect Taiwan. You're fucked. You're up a creek without a paddle. Okay, so you're up a river without a paddle. You're fucked, and that's what's happening right now. They're setting up for that timeline. Have you seen the movie Red Dawn? Red Dawn, the 2010 remake of the movie Red Dawn, where North Korea troops paratroop down everywhere. What if China hacks you all, takes your system offline, and they drop 1 billion Chinese motherfuckers in our country of 400 million people, and you have guns, you have the military, that's great. Are you going to nuclear on country? China will overtake you easily. If they can control your infrastructure, they can do what they want behind the scenes. That's what this is. This is not. You don't want this. Okay. All right. So 5.1, potential for advanced quantum cryptography attacks. As quantum hardware evolves, the quantum annealing technique is expected to scale to support even larger cryptography key sizes. Further optimization in an algorithmic design and dimensional reduction models may enable real-world cryptography vulnerabilities to be effectively exploited. So, blah, blah, blah. So I'm just reading this. I'm getting mind control of the background all the time. Sorry about that. Further optimization in algorithmic design and dimensional may enable real-world farther. Okay, so they're just talking about continuing the work that they're doing, more advancement. Well, if they keep using D-Wave, they will continue to advance. So this advancement could fundamentally impact the future of public key encryption, driving the development of quantum resistant cryptography algorithms. Wow. So see, they're just saying like, okay, we're just going to keep hacking you. We're going to, okay, theoretical and practical implications. The practical implications of this research suggest that quantum annealing could become a critical tool in cryptography security assessments. The ability to effectively solve problems traditionally considered intractable may prompt a reevaluation of current cryptography standards. In theory, the continued evolution of quantum annealing algorithms could redefine the landscape of cryptography security, requiring new frameworks that account for quantum capabilities. Sorry, in the background, the negative alien extraterrestrials, SIS, they're like harassing me with electronic harassment and stuff and mind control every second. I'm maintaining complete homeostasis of heterosexual Christian equality of the utmost integrity. And it's like, don't listen to my frequency. It's a lie, bro. Everything in my brain is a lie, okay? I'm one of the most advanced motherfuckers on earth. I summon freaking angels of fire. If you don't believe me, then go to my YouTube. If you don't believe that those are real angels, then put some money in my account. Let me try to take care of myself, get some girls, and the girls will see the real angels. They will see the angels that I walk with, and you will know it's not bullshit. It doesn't matter if you think I'm not better than you, I'm not worse than you, but you must protect the human angelic genome. And the evolution of human angelic genome is the highest version of your Christ self who understands everything else. This is part of that battle. Okay, so. This guy then cites the references. ChatGPT 4 says this concludes the detailed mathematical content and full layout of the document. Please let me know if there are specific calculations or matrices that you need further. So he wasn't able to upload the matrices that because there's the next part of this video series will be,